Welcome to the show. And this afternoon, I'd like to read you a poem that we all know, The Night Before Christmas, but a little bit of history first. 1820s was the time that The Night Before Christmas was written by Clement Moore. I joke with people, it's not Clayton Moore who was the Lone Ranger, it was Clement Moore, which surprised me as I was looking this up. I thought it was written much later than that. About the 1820s, Christmas celebration began to change in the United States. Prior to that, it all had to do with your ethnic background. If you were Italian, you had an Italian Christmas. If you had French, you would have a French Christmas, and so forth. So in the 1820s, it started to change more towards U.S. citizenship and more towards our type of celebration. So you had the night before Christmas. The Christmas tree came from Germany, and it began to appear in people's homes, which now it's pretty much in almost all the homes that celebrate Christmas in some form, from the Charlie Brown tree to the well-groomed tree to the artificial tree. Also, people used to celebrate with the children on December 5th. It was St. Nicholas Day. And as the night before Christmas was written and the recognition of Santa Claus coming, things started to move towards Christmas Eve. Santa showing up, dropping his presents off, and Christmas being celebrated. And just before I read it, there was another tradition that started back in the 1820s. The 1820s was when we had the first Black Friday. That's right. That's when they first started advertising about various sales that were going on in the different stores. So now, to the night before Christmas. The night before Christmas. 'Tis the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their head. And Mama, in her kerchief and I in my cap, had settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when, what to my wandering eyes would appear, miniature sled with 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle mounted to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sled full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of every little hoop. As I drew my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ash and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly, and that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his fingers by the side of his nose, and with a nod up the chimney, he rose. He sprang to his sled, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I did hear him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Merry Christmas to all of you.